What's up, everybody? Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that's what's up. Okay, so my initial thoughts on it was a very good, very solid first episode of a brand new series. Now, it didn't blow me away or anything, just like the opening of WandaVision did. However, WandaVision has the distinct advantage of having the first two episodes released back-to-back at the same time. So I was able to watch both episodes at the same time, as opposed to just watching just one episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier last night. Now, getting into the actual meat and bones of the episode, it's a direct continuation of the events of Endgame in a very similar way to how WandaVision was a continuation of Endgame, but we didn't know that until much later in the series, like in episode 4, I believe. But this one pretty much starts right off the gate. We see Falcon is back, we see Sam Wilson back to his old ways, to being a pilot, working with the Air Force. We see the return of George St. Pierre as Batroc the Leaper, which was kind of nice and fun to see. And we also see Rhodey again back in the memorial thing. I mean, Don Cheadle did announce a few weeks ago that he will be making another appearance in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'm happy that we get this opportunity to have all these MCU alumni, alumnists essentially, being able to come back and make cameo and guest appearances on the show. Now, obviously, it didn't happen with WandaVision as much, because WandaVision was a very specific, contained event, and we did get to see Darcy, Jimmy Woo, and Monica making appearance here and there, and they basically became characters on the show. But I'm talking about more of the Avengers cast. We could see potentially Tom Holland show up as Spider-Man or as Peter Parker. Potentially, we could see, I mean, it'll be very expensive, but we could see Bruce Banner as Professor Hulk make an appearance on the show. The possibilities are endless at this point. Now, obviously, I would rather they stay away from that if they, so the show, it will allow them to focus more on the actual title characters, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But it's nice to see Don Cheadle make one appearance there. It's nice. It would be nice to see, like, I don't know, Nick Fury show up in like one episode for like 5 minutes. It'll be nice, and the reason I appreciated the Don Cheadle stuff probably more than most people is because I'm a fan of the complicated relationship that Sam and Rhodey had, because they basically had no interaction in Age of Ultron. I mean, they were both in the movie, we just didn't really get to see them share any scenes at all with each other. I'm assuming it was a deleted scene with them together, but we didn't see either of them even exchange a look at each other. Then in Civil War, it looks like they've had a shared a history with each other. They're talking to each other like you know, friends would, but obviously Sam came from being Captain America's friend, Rhodey came from being Stark's friend, so they were friends of friends, but they weren't actually friends. It's nice to see some more shared dialogue between the two of them, especially since both of them essentially came from the Air Force. They were both in the Air Force, and that's how they have this shared common ground. So it's nice to see more interaction between the two of them. Can't wait to see more of them. Obviously, Rhodey will be appearing in his own show, Armor Wars, but that's later down the road. We see Falcon. We finally get to see Falcon's sister. We get to see more of Sam Wilson's family, and apparently they're struggling financially because he left to join the military and then subsequently became a part of the Avengers. Meanwhile, his sister was left behind to take care of their parents' business and such, and obviously his parents passed away, and even when Sam got dusted during the blip, or the snap as I like to call it, she was basically out there providing for the family by herself, because she didn't even have like the military / Avenger brother to rely on. So we see some struggles there. I wonder if it's going to be a consistent storyline throughout the show. I'm assuming they pretty much set it up like it will be something pretty major for Sam's character going forward for the rest of the season. But yeah, I would be interested if they focused on that more, because that part was interesting to me a little bit more than Falcon and Winter Soldier stopping bad guys, because we kind of see these things already in the movies. I figured the shows will be more to develop the characters as individual characters as opposed to focusing on these global threatening threats, if you know what I mean. Like, WandaVision, for the most part, was an introspective character study of Wanda and grief and how grief affects people with powers like Wanda does. I want to see the effects of like the normal civilian life and how they affect characters like Sam and Bucky. And speaking of Bucky and civilian life, he's still having flashbacks to when he was the Winter Soldier. He's still dealing with the stuff. It's like it's PTSD, just like the other Marvel show, The Punisher on Netflix. They tried to focus a lot on PTSD, but obviously that show isn't considered canon with the MCU at this point. This show is, and right off the bat we see Bucky having nightmares. He's sleeping on the floor because that's just what he's used to. He's used to being a soldier. He's not used to comfort. Comfort is a foreign language to him. He's basically spent decades in and out of being in suspended animation and brainwashing sessions and missions. He never really got a chance. He has an apartment now, obviously. He's got a television, but he's not used to this kind of lifestyle. He's used to roughing it. That's the only style of life he knows. Even before he became the Winter Soldier, he was an actual soldier. So it's been a while since he had some sort of comfort. And obviously he spent some time in Wakanda to kind of reform himself. So maybe that's also part of his grieving process. We see that he's trying to make amends for everything wrong that he did as the Winter Soldier, trying to find all the people that he put in power when he was part of Hydra. He's trying to set the record straight. It takes him a while to do that. Obviously, he still ends up. I'm assuming he killed a man when he punched him and he could have snapped his neck. But I'm assuming he's just trying to be better. He's trying to be less violent. And obviously he's got a psychiatrist, and we see more of the psychiatrist in the trailers later down the season when Sam and Bucky are actually going to meet up with each other. But like I said, that's later down the road. It was a gut punch when we found out that the guy he saw himself killing in the flashback was the son of this old man that he was a friend to from his neighborhood. Now, since this old man is from Brooklyn, he's really old. At first, I thought the reason Bucky was such a good friend to him was because maybe they were friends in the 1940s. But then I did the math, and he would have been too young to know someone as old as Bucky. So that idea was out the window. Maybe he knew his parents. That's always a possibility. But then we got to see why there is such a connection between Bucky and this old man. Whether or not Bucky knew about it beforehand or not, we get to see that he killed his son while as the Winter Soldier, not being really aware of what he was doing. Now I wonder when exactly that happened, because it would have to be something relatively recent, before Civil War. So something definitely in the last 10 years, because the Winter Soldier happened in like 2014. Our time. I'm not sure about the MCU's timeline, but it happened around 2014. So it would have to be something definitely before that, before the fall of Hydra. So that's. I'm curious if they'll continue with that story thread. So right off the bat, this episode sets up two struggles for both Bucky and Sam. Bucky, as I mentioned, with struggling with his past and the PTSD stuff, and the old man. Eventually, I'm assuming he's going to tell him that he's the one who killed his son. He's going to try to explain, and obviously the old man is just not going to want to listen to him anymore, because we see that he can be very edgy at times, this old man. And obviously Bucky with struggling to help his sister and his nephews maintain the family name, the family business, the family boat. So we already have two struggles for these two characters individually, and then the show drops another huge bomb on us right at the end with the introduction of a brand new Captain America. And obviously there's this new Flag Smashers order in the show, which I believe is a reference to a Flag Smasher, a character in the comics. And also someone's trying to kind of be the new Captain America with this new Captain America that was introduced at the end. And immediately I was angry when I saw the new Captain America stuff, but not because it was a bad choice for the show. I was angry because that was the writer's intention in that sense. Because you see, Sam taking the shield that Steve gave him, that was the same shield. It wasn't this model shield, the one that he used during the war. This was a new shield that Steve, I'm assuming, had crafted for Sam to use for himself. And we see Sam bringing the shield back to the government by way of bringing it back to the Smithsonian Museum. He brought it back to the government and was like, "Oh, thank you for doing this. We're gonna look after this. We're gonna treat this thing with absolute care." And then literally the next day they gave it away to someone else, someone who's going to pose as this new Captain America. Because apparently America can't function without Captain America, so they needed someone to be the new Captain America, and they just took the shield that Sam gave them and gave him away to this guy, whoever that is. And that is exactly the way the military works. I come from a military background myself. This is exactly how the military works. You do the military a favor. They thank you for like 5 minutes, and then immediately after that they forget all about it, and then they walk all over you, and they were like, you give them something in it, and then it's like, well, you give it to us, we can do whatever we want with it. This belongs to us now. We can give this shield to whoever we want. And that's exactly what they did in the show, which angered me, and I can't wait to see Bucky and Sam team up to beat the hell out of this new Captain America wannabe. So that's my initial thoughts on the show. That's my my first review on the show. What did you guys think about this? Did you enjoy the show as much as I did? Do you think, like me, that it was a solid opening to the show, or did you maybe possibly didn't like it and wish it was more like WandaVision or something like that? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this new show, and what are your theories and opinions going forward with the rest of the show. So that's all I have to say about this the first episode for now, and until next time, everybody, America! Hello again, everybody! I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.